And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing this fine Monday? What have you been up to? What you've been doing? Why were you doing it? I need to know. I need to have something to talk about because my life is incredibly fucking uninteresting.
You need to collect the data.
I need to live vicariously through my fans, as opposed to what I assume some people do the other way around. Actually, speaking of talking about my fans, I commented on a video this week from another creator, and I've noticed a pattern when I comment on other creators. This one was the video was about sort of, I can't remember what they call it, when you have a quote unquote relationship with like a content creator or even a celebrity.
Parasocial.
There you go. And how, these people aren't your friends. And I shared my experience and that I try my best to make sure people know that I'm not your friend. That doesn't mean that it doesn't really mean anything. We're not friends. We don't hang out. I don't go to the pub with you. That's what I do with my friends. You guys are...
You're not invited to the wedding.
Well, no. You're cool, but at the end of the day, we don't have that kind of relationship. And I think it's important to occasionally remind people, because I know that people catch feelings real fast. Back in my early days, before I figured shit out, I'm a very friendly person. I'm quite affable. I like to talk to people.
I don't.
This isn't about you.
No, but I like me and you going out together is always a good thing for me because I get to be social through you.
Yeah, I like to talk to people. So people would message me and I just chat with them. I chat with them the same way that I chatted with my friends. And I soon realized this was a mistake. I eventually realized this was a huge mistake because a couple of people got real weird real fast. And it became a tremendous source of stress for me. So now one of my personal rules is that I don't communicate with people in private, like through messages. Like, you can send me a message, and if it's like, oh hey, I really like this, or oh hey, I want to do something with some of your content, or here's some content to look at, that's fine. I'll say thanks for that, cool, whatever. But if you want to start like having a chat and being pally with me, I will withdraw. But yeah, so, and that's important. Like, I need to not give people the false idea that we're friends, we're best pals and all that shit, or that they're getting special treatment. You just have to, because otherwise shit gets weird. And in this comment that I made, people who hate me turned up because it's, I expected more people who hate me to turn up to my channel and say it to my face. I found it really weird to go somewhere else. And then people just absolutely just the most uncharitable interpretation of what I said. I got called a narcissist and I got called other things just by a couple of people. But it's just like, did you read it? Like, how narcissistic is it to try to protect other people and yourself from something bad? Yeah, pure narcissism, obviously. Fucking morons. But yeah, this is something that I've noticed, that if I go to someone's channel who's like related to my content and comment, people will turn up and tell me how much they hate me. And it's fucking weird.
Did they call you fat? No, he calls himself fat.
No, they're just like...
It's also a fact, so...
Someone said they agreed with like they agreed with everything I said. They just hate my content, hate my voice, hate the way I present myself, and the fact that I make no arguments and only insult people, which is just a big alarm bell for, so you don't watch the content then, you fucking asshole. Yeah, it's very weird. So that's sort of the opposite of the it's like a parasocial hatred. This is someone that you don't know me well enough to hate me, but you do.
This is a Joffrey situation.
I do not think that I am anywhere near as talented.
It's like, oh my god, I really hate that character, therefore I hate the actor.
Well, I mean, you know, I wouldn't create what I create if there wasn't some part of me in it. So they do think they hate some part of me. I mean, the voice thing can't be helped, I guess. A lot of people really like my voice. Okay. A lot of people accuse me of having a fake accent, which is always really funny.
So you're a bitter blob. Yes, he is quite a bitter person. He harbours... what was it?
I don't hold grudges, I harbour them.
Yes, he does.
But it's not bitterness when people do horrible things to me, and it's genuinely... I don't get mad at people because they ate the last piece of fucking cake. I don't give a shit. But if you do something really nasty to me, I'm probably not going to forgive you. I have to keep an eye on this person and stay away from them. But, yeah. But it's usually not people I know anyway. It's just a thing, apparently. I think it's something to do with being quite big, like I'm quite tall. People have a weird habit of starting fights with me. I don't understand it. I will never understand it, but they do. And the people who do that, I think are psychotic. I think that is a psychotic thing to do. If you start fights with strangers for literally no reason, I don't think that there's anything wrong with me thinking that that person is dangerous and I should avoid them. I see one of them who did this because they're very distinct. And I'm just like, oh God, and I fucking crossed the street.
Am I one of the weird ones? I might have crossed a line on occasion, but I'm really bad at telling the difference.
I have no idea.
I think as long as you recognise that this is a person that you're familiar with, you're an acquaintance of, but you're not like a friend with. It's kind of an obvious line in that.
Right. So for me, there's the difference between most people are fine, and being friendly with most people is fine, well, would be fine, but I have to basically hedge my bets and go, I don't want to interact with the people who made this shit not fun. So if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me on things like Twitter. You can come and talk to me here. And I respond to comments sometimes. If you turn up in the first hour of a video, you'll get a response. If you say something that's actually, worth responding to, or at least that I have something worthwhile to say to, which I often don't because I'm in the middle of fucking publishing a video, but sometimes I do, then you'll get a response and we won't necessarily have a chat, but you can like engage and whatever. But I've had people, like religious people, who been trying to convert me, and they are relentless, and it gets fucking weird and really stressful. And like you'll ask them very politely, "Can you just leave me alone?" And they won't, because they have their religion which justifies their shitty behavior, and
quota, dude.
And they don't think they're doing anything wrong. And it's just, for you, it's fucking awful. And for them, so what am I doing? Oh. One of the very few people I've ever blocked has been because of that. It was basically, I felt like I was being stalked. Probably because I was. Online stalking is still stalking. And if someone won't leave you alone when you ask them to, they're a stalker more than likely. On the other side, someone, I won't go into too many details, but someone who was clearly had quite severe issues, we'll say, and they started telling me things about their life, and then they started telling me everything about their life, and then they started getting upset that I didn't know what the fuck to say to a lot of this shit. And eventually I just tapered off. And I don't know. I hope that they're all right. I hope they got the help that they need. But I wasn't the person to provide it. I didn't know how. I was incredibly freaked out.
Yeah,
it was just not fun.
You're not a therapist.
Yeah, I am. That's the other thing. I am not your therapist. Like, if you ever do get into a situation where you're having a conversation with someone, some online person that you like, don't trauma dump on them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unless they ask you to, don't do it, because it's incredibly unpleasant. You might be looking for help. I don't mind trauma dumping so much in the chats and things, or when people just like start talking about. If I bring something up and people start talking about it, that's completely different. But if I was just if I said hi and you went, I was molested as a child, it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I am heartbroken that happened to you, but now my life is slightly worse for having spoken to you. Like, and that sounds awful. I know it sounds awful. I know I sound like an arsehole. That's the other thing. When I talk about having to remind people that I'm not your friend, every time I say it, it makes me feel like a bad person. But I do genuinely think that it's one of those things that has to be done. It's not good. We're here for the lulz and the silly whiskey chat and occasional Egypt fact. No, you're not. You're not here for the Egypt stuff.
Oh my god.
Don't. You're not allowed.
So tempting.
Ban. I don't ban. Not for the most part. The evangelists are often going after the big fish as an evangelistic trophy. They think they are doing God a favor. That is a really fucking funny way to put that. But yeah, it puts me off way more. But you do see these like some. I've seen certain atheist content creators turn to Jesus and all that shit. And I know exactly how it happened. Especially if they have a certain political leaning. They already have most of the right opinions. And all it takes is a little bit of push. It's like, oh, have you ever had a feeling like this? Have you ever felt like that? Well, you know, that's Jesus or that's God or some shit. And it's just like, yeah, you haven't discovered something. You're just easily manipulated.
Regular dumps only.
Oh yeah, you can do all the big poops you want. That's fine. I've had a relative pass this week, and I have random relatives coming up to us and sharing all kinds of crazy. Oh dear. Well, I'm sorry that happened, unless it was someone you hate. Where good job. Sorry. Tersic is the Joker, not the Batman. Emotionally, I don't think I'm either.
No.
Emotionally.
More, who's the police officer guy?
What, Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah, you're more like him.
What, old?
No, more like you just want some peace and fucking quiet.
There is that. Yeah, there's a reason why I like to do these once a week, and I try not to do much else. Is just make all the things where people are turning up to talk to me in one place, and it's kind of better. Sick as the penguin. Fuck you, man. Sick describing my time in group therapy. I haven't been sexually assaulted, and I'm not an addict, so I have to just grimace and nod along when people are sharing such traumas. That doesn't sound helpful. Like, depending on what you're there for, having people who have like way worse shit going on probably just makes you fucking feel worse. And then you come out, yeah, like,
especially if you got
keep
like,
breaking my leg because I'm a fucking idiot.
Especially if you're like particularly empathetic as well, and you go to this to try and help yourself, and then all you do is you come back with people's other baggage.
Yeah,
that has got to be really difficult to deal
I can't.
with.
That's got to be a thing that happens. Can I trauma dump? I ran out of cheese. Oh fuck! I didn't think we were going real places with this. The whole parasocial thing is pretty weird. I was talking about it with Mr. Beast just the other day. I was talking about it with my best friend. Now let's lighten things up. How do you feel about the American elections? Pass. My new helmet is smooth. I covered it in black tape. What the fuck? But yeah. Emotionally, I'm a roller coaster. Otherwise, I'm just cool. I mean, I think we all have our days.
Roller coasters are cool.
I don't think I can do roller coasters anymore. Anxiety disorders fuck me up.
I really want to, but my conditions won't let me.
Yeah. I do enjoy these streams, especially if you read out one of my silly jokes. One of your silly jokes? You mean you have serious ones? Oh, shite, dude. You don't want to know my son's issues. I don't. I genuinely don't. Like, when you ask... That's the other part of it. It's like... Whenever you bring up the fact, like, I have 100,000 subscribers. Well, actually, I have 126 or 7 or something like that. That is a shitload of people who are aware of me. And at least 30,000 people will watch any given piece of content I put up within a month. Easily. That means just tens of thousands of people will talk to me every single day. If you all shared the shittiest thing that happened with me, it would be fucking exhausting. And that genuinely isn't what I'm here for. And, like, I do think that it's good to, like, share things in the right situations, in the right places. Like I said, if we're talking about it, if we're talking about a thing and you have something to share, absolutely fucking fine. Great, go for it. But if we're talking about something else and you just come in and just vomit out this thing and it's just awful and makes everybody feel worse, it's not good. And it's hard to know, like, could anybody, like, if we could even help you. I think that's the biggest part of it. It's like, there's nothing I can do to help. And that makes things so much harder. When people tell me, like, in my real life, when people tell me they have a problem, I might be able to do something about it. Or at the very least, I can listen to them and I can hang out with them and I can do stuff with them. But with people on the internet, there's basically nothing I can do for you. Aside from the fact that I keep making content, which for some people is more than enough. And I'm glad that that's the case. Just when something is really shit, I can't help you, and that sucks. So you are not the English Dr. Phil.
No, it's probably his fan. He has a fan on constantly.
What?
No, it's definitely not me peeing.
It's not making sounds again, is it?
Unless you're on about me drinking.
99.9% of your subscribers are crazier than you are, and there's nothing you can do about it. I beg to differ. I am crazy. I have problems. I think most people who watch what I do just enjoy listening to me talk about silly people and make arguments and rebuttals and all that shit. And that's fine.
The worst thing that ever happened to me on the channel, Mrs. Sick getting angry that I like her accent, and me telling her, fuck you. And Dag Stomp, fuck you.
How could you? I know some people get quite upset when they say something stupid in a stream, and I make fun of them for it. I was like, but you said it. Don't say something stupid if you don't want to, like, yeah. I guess that's one of the problems. Like, you've got to say something. It's okay to say something stupid. What really matters is if you say something stupid and someone points it out, is to correct yourself and not say that stupid thing again. Then you win. At the end of the day, I like to tell jerks to have the night they deserve. They always have a horrible night.
The bad guy in the Mummy, what's his name? I don't know. Are you on about the main antagonist?
Do you mean Imhotep?
There's Imhotep, and then there's the, like, other guy who's like a side antagonist.
Oh, you mean the guy who's got all the religions?
Yeah.
I love him. He's fantastic.
He's one of the best ones, yeah.
He's really, really funny. All that and weekly waxing philosophical. I try. Rum is better than whiskey, mic drop. If you like rum, I have no problem with that. I just call it sea whiskey, and I will drink that just as much as anything else. As a retired psychologist, retired psychologist, my advice is have a brew, don't cost nothing. Remember, life is a shit sandwich, and every day we take another bite. Delicious.
I like the one from Brain Candy personally.
Which one?
Life is short, life is shit, soon it will be over.
My mother used to tell me. Talking helps. Sounds like Talking Heads tribute band. That sign the lyrics they perform. Okay. Does anyone find it suspicious that all the moon craters are the same depth? I'm assuming that is simply not true.
I don't think that's true.
That sounds like something someone made up. That sounds like something that a flat earther would make up.
Unless there's something under the moon's surface.
A giant fucking penis.
No, it would be a testicle.
I just think what is the is there another ball, and what is the penis? Is Earth the penis? I mean,
well, Jupiter's the vagina. So.
That's true. Seriously, I think the anti-conspiracy theory channel seemed to attract a rather neurospicy following, and that's not a bad thing. It's more a thing. I do think that's true. I think a lot of less mainstream internet-y things are more likely to capture the minds of the neurospicy. The shit that the people that we know who are the most normie just watch the lamest things in the fucking universe. It's weird. Like, I find it very strange. Family members of mine, one of my favourite films is Snatch, which is a Brit gangster film. And it's fucking, if you haven't seen it, it is a watch and a half. It's really fun. But I was told that the characters were just a bit too over the top. I said, that's the good bit.
That's almost every single piece of video media, though.
That's why it was fun. I mean, I've seen stuff where it's very serious and good actors, and that's good shit too. But what's wrong with something being fun? I don't understand. Yeah. So, what is the second moon called? Steve.
You always go back to Steve.
The scene with Brad Pitt watching the fire was epic. Yeah, it's just a really good film.
Do you like dags?
Do you like dags? What's a dag? Lol. Bricktop is a solid, well-rounded, and realistic character. Do you know what nemesis means? I mean, I do. People will have figured out that I like Snatch because I put it in my videos quite a lot. If anybody ever says nemesis when I'm doing a video, that fucking clip is just playing in its entirety. I don't give a shit.
Snatch was supposed to be over the top. It had Jason Statham in it because it's supposed to be over the top.
To be fair, Jason Statham in Snatch is one of the most grounded characters he's ever played.
He's like the center of it, though.
Yeah.
Everything revolves around him. He's like the thing that keeps all these wild characters in place.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't call him. He's not necessarily a protagonist.
Oh, Lock, Stock was pretty fun as well.
We watched Lock, Stock recently, and it was so good. It's really interesting how it's a sort of proto Snatch. You can see so much of what happened in Snatch, but there's one thing that always takes me out of it, and I always find it really funny, is the leader of the really dangerous criminals.
Yeah.
The ones who wear their little brown trench coats is just so unthreatening.
He's not intimidating enough.
Especially when you compare him to the other intimidating character that Vinnie Jones plays, who kicks the shit out of him at the end. I don't know. Maybe that was intentional. But yeah. I curled up with a fun Disney movie last night. It was The Black Hole. Is that something terrible? Is it? I don't know. Oh, I tell you what we've been watching. Mrs. Six saw it before, but she introduced me to it. And if you want something that's got some characters in it and is pretty fucked up, Ratchet, the sort of prequel to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, it's really good. It's like surprisingly good.
Yeah, the cinematography was the thing that got me the most, though.
It's beautifully shot, but also, oh my god, it has some moments.
You were wincing because of the doctor yesterday.
There was shit going on in that. It's very, very fun. It's not over the top like Crank. Oh, was that the one with Jason Statham where he can't slow down?
Yeah.
Because that's a good film.
Isn't there like 3 of those now?
I think there are 3 Crank movies, which is the stupidest shit in the universe.
Here we go again.
Here we go. I want to watch a light comedy tonight, so we will watch Battle Royale and When the Wind Blows.
Oh my god, Battle Royale is so good.
I don't know. If you want a laugh a minute, Grave of the Fireflies is just hysterical.
That's a right banger, that one.
Absolute comedy
Barrel
gold. Definitely won't make you cry your fucking eyes out. I've watched that film once, and I will not watch it again. It was great. It was really good. Fuck that.
I have a big problem with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Ratchet was the good guy. No.
She was just the authority figure. If anything, like, I was really interested to watch Ratchet, and I was like, oh, so they're gonna make her more nuanced and you know, really make you understand why she'd done the things she did, and relate to why she did the things she did. So, well, you might understand it. You're probably not going to relate to it.
Your wife is going to serial killer you. Red flags, I say.
I don't know. I've known lots of women who love crime dramas.
I do like watching documentaries about serial killers, though.
I mean, everybody thinks that after they've watched like 10 crime documentaries, they could commit the perfect murder, and yet no one does.
God, no, I wouldn't be able to.
You know, that killing people involves physical effort.
Yeah,
I've heard
that ain't me. I'm not a physical person. I'm ethereal.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The book is a different beast. Is it good? Like, the movie is a good movie. I do like the idea whenever people talk about how books are better than movies, that they're just sat in the cinema with the book going, not as good. Best B movie ever, Executive Koala. That is an amazing 2-word sentence.
I kind of like it. It flows. It's like cellar door.
One of my favourite, like, it was not really a B movie styled, but it like had the budget of a real movie, as it were. Was Mars Attacks, which is one of those movies that when it came out, everyone I talked to said it was fucking stupid and was a bad movie. And then I watched it and I thought it was fucking brilliant. I thought it was so good.
An ethereal killer. What a great movie concept. You should watch Hollow Man then. I remember watching Hollow Man when I was quite young. And it's they have this scene in it where there's like a thermal camera. And it's it was the guy's naked. And you can clearly see his genitals waggling around, and
his member.
He's and I was
waving
like,
in the wind.
I was like, whoa! When I was quite young watching that.
Did we mention? I know we watched it before last stream, but Wicked City. I don't think we mentioned it last week. It's a film that Mrs. Six saw when she was way too young. I
mentioned seeing it, but I haven't actually.
But we haven't talked about it.
We didn't actually watch it properly.
We downloaded it because it was one of those movies that she'd just kind of seen, and even though yes, it was definitely too young. Like you were like 13. You saw the
12,
tits.
13, something.
You saw the tits and went, right, this isn't for me, and turned it off. So we watched it more recently, and it's actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like,
definitely
basically right when I stopped watching it because I thought this was a bit too adult for me.
it goes some places.
It ended up being amazing.
Yeah. Let's just say you see tits and sex, and then a woman turns into an insect with a giant bitey vagina. And as soon as I saw that, I went, "You didn't tell me this movie was fucking awesome." And yeah, it just continues from that. Really quite good. I wouldn't say it's like brilliant. You have to be someone who likes watching anime. But it has its moments. It has some really, really funny shit with its
Considering
dub.
it's an 80s, it was so well voice acted as well.
The voice acting is like okay, like genuinely pretty okay. It looks quite nice. It has moments when it vibes like fuck, like really hard, but it's also massively a product of its time.
I'll remember with Footloose soundtrack.
Yeah, but it's really funny. It has some sort of dubism things, like a guy gets his arm fucking punched off, and then he, for no reason, and it's definitely I would be completely unsurprised if it's completely untrue. But he's like, "It's okay. That was just my robot arm," and it's like, "No, it fucking wasn't. I saw the blood. Fuck you." The character just got his arm. It shows fucking tits and ass and basically sexual assault, and that's fine. But someone gets his arm knocked off. Oh, we've got to make sure no one thinks it's too risque. What the fuck? Yeah, it's a hell of a movie, but genuinely pretty entertaining with a very stupid plot. But yeah, I've never read the Bible, and I never will. Okay, but have you read any chick tracts? Because that's enough. That'll get it. Christmas advert. Ew. I'm being sponsored by Christmas. That's awesome. Is it sponsored? Or you could binge watch Elfin Lied. We watched the first bits of it, and then we just stopped at one point. I think it's just quite hard work to watch. But yeah.
Like I got recommended to watch Neon Genesis because it's supposed like it's a classic. It's like one of the really good older
Evangelion Neon Genesis.
And I was watching going, oh my god, I'm so fucking bored. It's just like the mechs in it, and I was like, I have no interest in mechs.
As I understand it, that it's like a deconstructive anime. So you have to be really into mecha anime already.
Yeah.
And you have to put up with it being boring sometimes. And that when you get to the end, it's like actually kind of brilliant. But the best version of it is the one with the soup. Because that's what that's from. Have you seen Golden Boy? It's like 6 episodes and the dub is amazing. The actors are having a great time.
Not heard of that one.
No. I keep seeing Dan to Dan on Netflix, and I don't know if that's any good. But I like the art style of the advertisement. I was recently in someone's live stream when Chick Tracks came up. I despise them, but also feel nostalgic for them. I mean, it's Bible Reloaded from way back in the day. They were fun. I'm waiting for the sun to stay up longer.
Dory and his own Caesar. It's on the way, apparently.
Yeah, allegedly there will be a new Doro. And that will
Doro Hedoro.
Doro Hedoro. Sorry. What's wrong with burritos? What?
They have kidney beans in.
I like burritos. She doesn't.
No,
I don't like
kidney beans.
I guess you could eat one that didn't have kidney beans in it, but then what's the point in being alive? Waiting for 2025 for the release of Extraordinary Attorney Woo 2. It shouldn't be season 2, it should just be Woo 2. Too Woo, Too Furious.
Oh my god.
What's more likely, the Big Bang invented whiskey or God invented whiskey? Yes.
Just eat fajitas instead. I do. They're my favourite food.
Yeah, she loves fajitas. Oh, mechs. As in, yeah. So they were taking it the way of talking about Tex-Mex.
Who puts kidney bean in a fucking burrito? Apparently the UK.
Well, you put chili con carne in it, and chili con carne often has kidney beans in it.
Yeah, and it's gross.
And it's delicious, and it's the best bit. Mexican food is only good in Mexico or Southwest America.
Like, fajitas are not Mexican food, they're Tex-Mex, apparently.
Yeah. But still good shit. Too Woo, Too Furious sounds like the sequel to Spirit Science. I mean, you're not wrong.
That sounds pretty good.
I thought kidney beans were what old guys got. Oh, wait, that's stones. You're suffering from kidney beans. Don't you mean stones? No. The beans must be refried. I've never really understood that concept. Is it literal? Do they fry them and then they go, okay, and then fry them again? And is there a reason to do it twice? I'm assuming it does something to it. Otherwise, it is literally just frying it twice. That's so obvious. I hate it when things are exactly what they sound like. Because it's like, oh, I thought it was going to be something clever. Why are they always killing puppies in anime?
I know, right?
Because it's hilarious.
That Studio Ghibli where Hime gets stomped on. Yep.
Wait, what?
He's a dog.
He doesn't get stomped on, does he?
Well, he's in an anime and he's a dog, so...
Oh, right. Well, he doesn't get killed, does he? He just goes...
I really like him. He's so cute.
Don't trust UK people on flavour. They fought wars over spices and apparently never learned to use them. Fight me. Have you eaten any food in England? Most of the people who ever say that haven't. And it's weird. You can get very tasty food in England. We don't have to eat the things that the country is quote unquote known for. We can eat whatever the fuck we want. It's shocking, I know.
As somebody who is not a big fan of mild food, we have a lot of selection in spicy food. So
yeah. If you have leftover refried beans, you can just heat them up again, and they are refried beans. What if you don't fry them?
You want to be refried.
Refried. When the crowd says "bo," select. Sorry. Mash up leftover pinto beans, add a bit of lard, cook in a fry pan, refried beans. Damn right. Come to Chicago. Lots of real Mexican food here. I'm sure there is. Is it on the pizzas?
Oh my god.
When I hear algorithms, I think of Al Gore playing drums. I mean, that is how it started. That's the etymology of the word.
That's a really funny joke.
Bangers and mash. There's nothing wrong with bangers and mash. Mushy peas is where I draw the line.
No,
I like mushy peas.
Peas in general are dirty. No.
If you've had, you haven't lived until you've had good mushy peas. And bangers and mash is literally just sausage, mashed potatoes, and gravy. When people will point out things like that, like it's simple food, yeah, but simple food exists everywhere. So
kids don't have a boiled goose egg every meal.
They did not use the word egg.
Can you really call yourself or boiled goose? You really call yourself British?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had goose in my life.
No.
I imagine it would be tasty though.
Probably just go over to the park and.
If you like fajitas, try using Yorkshire pudding instead of tortilla. You can thank me later.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
I mean, all Yorkshire pudding is like batter. So it's more like having fajitas in a pancake. Which, now that I say it out loud, does sound amazing. Chicago thinks they have good Mexican food, but they don't. Stick to fat person pizza, lol. I like that.
Yeah, suck it, Chicago.
I missed the first minute. How did the parasocial conversation start? It just did.
It was just on his mind in the beginning.
It was, yeah.
Usually this is a flow of consciousness from 6, so...
Yeah. You should know this. You've been here before. Remember when fish and chips came wrapped in newsprint? Yeah, I'm not sure if they're even allowed to do that anymore. You used to get them do drives where they'd ask everyone to bring... Yeah,
they're not allowed to because of, like, ink transfer and bacteria and...
Yeah.
You have to do it in specialised cartons.
Yeah. Although the cartons come and they look like newspapers, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
Thin slices of swan on potato cake. Breakfast of king. What the fuck? People just bring up like food that no one but like incredibly posh people eat. I made French Canadian toast. It was French toast with maple syrup. Fair enough. Have you tried Findus horse lasagna? I have not. I haven't eaten a Findus product in many, many, many years.
I don't even know what it is.
It's just it's more of a Tesco joke than anything else.
Okay.
You know, because there was horse in a bunch of fucking ready meals.
Okay.
Yeah. Paperboy are dirty. Are they? So, it started by Sick telling us he's not your friend. Yeah, but I was very specific. I said, that's that guy, right? Fucking hate him. I had fried duck tongues in Malaysia. I'd have to be very hungry. Like, I like to try to be open-minded when it comes to food.
I don't.
But sometimes you hear what it is and you're like, not gonna fucking happen. Testicles, eyeballs, eggs that are like fucking have a half-mutated freak bird inside it. I just can't do it. I might be able to try like insects on a stick, but I'm probably not gonna snack on it as a general thing. Eggnog, French toast mixed for lazy people. That's the only sane use. I've never had eggnog, and I can't imagine it's pleasant. And I can imagine it makes
really
for
gross.
the worst vomit ever. Don't feed Sir Sick after midnight. I mean, seriously, don't. I need to lose. I always say it, but I still need to lose some goddamn weight.
You'll get too much. You'll get heartburn.
Just wondering if you got something particularly creepy or invasive. I've had some people be weird. I don't like to go too far into it. I don't want anyone to even give the chance that someone might figure out who it is or figure out that it's them. Most of them were kind of deluded, so I feel like they probably wouldn't realize it was them, but it's whatever. I find the best solution is to just ignore them. I hate to bring this up, but is there a chance you add newer videos to the playlist? It's really convenient to watch your stuff that way. Have I been forgetting to do that? I might have been forgetting to do that because I do forget to do things. Nothing wrong with horse meat. All the best salamis have horse meat. I mean, probably. Well, we've said it a million times, but Mrs. Sick has had a horse burger, and she thought it was fine.
It tastes like sweet beef.
Sweet beef.
I didn't realise it was horse until later.
She just went, burger, and they went, le burger. It was in France. I don't know if I mentioned that. Bird's nest soup. Basically swallow puke, the ingredient and the action. That is disgusting. Oh my god. Camel is nice too. They won't be nice to you after you start chomping on one of their fucking legs, but yeah. Eggnog is just liquid custard. What? Custard is liquid custard.
Yeah, custard.
What kind of custard have you been eating?
Is it more liquid custard?
You just get this custard, it comes out as this fucking solid rock custard. Although, to be fair, rock custard sounds kind of sick. I ate horse and said GG. Yes, please. I've rewatched the first video in the playlist far too many times. You're 47 behind. Unless it's just started adding it to a different place. I'll have to look into that. Don't hold your breath on it happening anytime soon. But if I recall, I will see and make sure that they're all added. Syrup is Canadian tree goo. I mean, basically. It's kind of amazing how maple syrup does just come out of trees and is like fucking delicious.
I wonder if you can get like because amber is basically tree sap.
Yes.
I wonder if you can get maple, like tree sap, amber, and it just becomes like a boiled sweet that you can just like.
I mean, I imagine that you can probably turn maple syrup into a form of confectionery. Rock custard sounds like a weird parody of Rock Lobster. I mean, to be fair, Rock Lobster is not a song that needed parodying. I feel like they knew what they were doing when they made that. I hate it when it tastes like ass, because I eat ass and it's delicious. They're like, it tastes like ass, and you're like, ooh, and you're like, oh no, it doesn't. You fucking lied to me. This just tastes gross. You need to try fugu if you come to Japan, but it will set you back about $200 for a sashimi platter. Wait for Homer Simpson's analogy. Oh, I don't think I could see myself spending $200 for a single meal.
Delicious tree blood.
Yeah, basically. I mean, if we weren't supposed to suck the blood of the trees, why is it so delicious? God made it that way for us. Rubber also comes out of trees. Trees are the alchemists of the planet. They do seem to do some weird shit. I'm surprised we haven't like made a new type of tree that like outputs, I don't know, what's something really valuable that we need? That
air, water.
Air and water. I mean, they take in water, but they put out air, to be fair.
Some of them do. Some trees don't.
I know that most of the oxygen on Earth comes from like algae, apparently. At least that's what I read at some point. Don't quote me on it.
Whiskey tree.
Whiskey tree. Now there's a fucking idea. Maple syrup has to be processed. Damn, I thought you could just bite into a tree and suck. Ah, that's sad news. I just imagine they just pushed a tap into it and
that's
just
effort.
have a spigot, and it just goes off, and you collect it, and then you just I started seeing recently how to make butter, and that's fucking wild. It's literally just like a thick cream. I can't remember the exact kind of cream, but you get it, and you just fucking stir it like crazy for ages, and it just eventually turns into fucking
like
butter.
Condensed milk. You stir it, and you stir it, and you stir it, and it'll turn into caramel.
No, condensed milk is if you have to heat it.
Yeah,
you have it in the can.
Don't you have to heat that one?
No, the milk one, you put it in like a whisker or whatever it is.
Oh
whisker?
Yeah, because they had those like churning buckets back in there, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. They just put the shit in it and just turn it into butter. You can make your own butter like super easy.
Milk.
Maple syrup is dead simple. I imagine so. Assault on innocent milk, the horror. It's just whipping cream based. There you go. So you use whipping cream and you just fucking go ham on it, and it turns into butter, which is ironic because you can make a sandwich with it. If you want it to be salted, you have to add salt to it, obviously. Because unsalted butter is disgusting. I discovered the joys of unsalted butter when I went on a family holiday. I think it was to Australia, and we got brought out like the trays that they do on airplanes. And I love bread and butter. It's like one of my favorite things. And I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Bit into it, this unsalted butter, and it's like, something is seriously wrong with this. That's the most gross thing.
I made a terrible mistake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was basically just straight fat, and it's gross. It's like really nasty. Unsalted butter is good for cooking and not much else. Yeah, I have no idea why it was in a fucking like a those little sachets of butter that they have. That was it, and it was unsalted, and I couldn't fucking wrap my head around it. Gross.
Some people don't like it salted.
Those people are wrong, and they should be sent to the mines, to the butter mines. Just bought a clearance black jack-o'-lantern for 20 cents that I'm going to use as my Battletech Atlas cosplay. Big Stompy Mex. Fair. I like toast and jam. Toast and jam, simple, very tasty. Or jelly, as the Americans call it wrongly. If you lift up a cow and shake it, you can make cream. You'll make it do something, and you'll be a fucking bad motherfucker. Like,
If you can lift a cow.
just lifting up a cow. Just straight, ridiculously strong person. You haven't lived until you've eaten bannock with bear grease. True Canadian cuisine. I feel like you made that up. That sounds like you just had a stroke while you were saying words. Made the mistake of giving my kid unsalted butter on their toast while at their grandparents'. Mistake was right. Absolutely disgusting. My cows drink single malt. I milk the whiskey, but would you like some? I don't know. If there's a yellow liquid coming out of your cows, I'm not sure I want to drink it. Jelly and jam are different. Are they, though? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. What constitutes as bread in America is cake, so...
That's true. Jam and jelly are different things in the US. Okay, so what do you think jam is? And what do you think jelly is? I don't know. That's just what I've seen. Bear taste just like what they eat and colour. Like salmon? I know they eat an amount of salmon. Brown cows give you chocolate milk, but only from behind. If you shoot the Easter bunny, would it bleed chocolate milk? No, it would just die. It's just an animal. I mean, or it wouldn't do anything because it's not real. I hate to be the bearer of bad news if you didn't know that already. I'm off to get some food and drink. You better. Bring some for the rest of the class. How do you get a nun pregnant? I don't know. How do you get a nun pregnant?
None your business.
I always liked as suspicious as a nun doing push-ups in the cucumber patch. Jelly, jam, and preserves are different levels of fruit content. Jelly was just juice. Okay. So one is fruit juice, the other is the whole fruit. So it's the difference between smooth jam and not smooth jam, as far as I would guess. Guess what? They're both jam. Preserves are gelled fruit chunks. Okay, fair enough. Who the fuck eats butter? I pour milk on my motorbike. I mean, that's the way to do it. Yes, if they eat blueberries, their meat tastes sweet and has a blue hue to it. I guess it depends how many blueberries you eat.
I love blueberries.
Do you want some blueberry bear steak?
There's such a strong flavour.
Blueberry muffins are like one of the best foods that mankind has ever invented. That's a fact backed up by science. Main difference between jam and jelly is that jam is made with fruit. Oh, right. We were saying the same thing.
It's been peer reviewed that blueberries.
Dress her up as an altar. What the? Oh my god! Just the fucking punchline to how do you get a nun pregnant is to dress her up as an altar boy. Fucking
Jesus.
hell! That's a hell. Smuckers make the best jams and jelly. Smuckers is a fucking name and a half for any product. It sounds dirty. Like
I have to ask Mrs. Six's favourite tipple. Oh, alcohol.
Yeah.
Please let her answer, dude. I don't really have a favourite. I like Baileys, but I also like White Russians now. They're quite tasty. Pretty much anything that's quite a strong flavour I tend to like.
I've been here long enough not to make up fibs with a debunking channel creator. I'm dumb, but not that dumb. Make up fibs? What exactly do you mean by that? As in make up lies about me? Or what? I mean, people do make up lies about me. It's very strange. Some of the stuff I've seen, just people are wild. People are wild. I think part of it is just coming to incredibly uncharitable conclusions, and I don't know how to help that person. Obviously, there's no point. They've already made up their fucking mind. I think a lot of people don't realise that, people often forget that there's human beings on the other side of the things that they do and say. Thank you, Commander Tucklight.
Funny. I've not had that one in a while.
And I think it's possible to make fun of someone without... Well, it's about doing it without hatred. And that's something that I always try to do. If you don't like someone, just go away. But if you really hate them, then you're going to inevitably be hateful to them in a genuine way. And it's kind of gross. Like, just I don't get the point. I don't get why you would give someone you don't like that much energy. So when I see people hating on me, I'm like, wow, did I fuck your mum and not realize it? Like, my existence has made your life worse. And you're not even honest about it. The things you've said about me are often not even true.
I think you would make a good stepdad, though.
Why? What?
Go and fucking someone else's mum.
I mean, I've fucked many people's mums.
I know you have.
And I'm not their stepdads. It's the thing I explained earlier, but I see everyone has moved on and I'm being a tad pedantic. I think your channel is great. Thank you. Okay. I was in a liquor store on Friday and saw a creme liqueur shooters in sperm-shaped bottles. Why?
To be honest, that's pretty based.
Although I call them cum shots, and then
exactly.
And that worked quite well. Wow, that's me on a bonfire. It's hot Wicker Man. Okay. Yeah.
What is complete, by the way?
The shelves.
Oh, right. I thought you had a revelation about your sense of self or something.
No, God, no. I'm never having a revelation. I am too cool to be self-aware. No, I finished building all of the bookcases this weekend, and I even screwed one of them to a wall, which is like, I'm not very good when it comes to drilling holes into things.
He's not a handyman.
I am perfectly handy. I'm just riddled with anxiety. But I did it this time and it actually worked. But fuck me, my walls are hard to drill into. Just fucking seemingly infinite concrete. They're so hard to drill any goddamn thing into. And then I fucking did the wrong size holes anyway, so that was fun. But I managed to fix it anyway. And so now the one next to my bed isn't going to kill me in the night. The one next to Mrs. Sixside might kill her, but it's also much more flush against the wall, so it's probably not going to happen.
And it doesn't really matter if it does it?
I mean, it's a good way to die. You'll be covered in like your Egyptian stuff, so
exactly.
She'll be happy. Just much more comfortable penetrating pre-existing holes. I mean, you say that. You should use a masonry bit and cooling fluid. I did use a masonry bit. I don't know what... I didn't have cooling fluid. I just took patience. I just slowly but surely made the hole in the wall, and it worked. Please explain why people hate you. The final experiment. We proved there's no fucking whiskey trees in Antarctica. Have to drill more. I couldn't explain why people hate me. I assume it's because they've made some sort of conclusion about me, either rightfully or not. Like, I've got no problem with people hating me. It's when they hate me for reasons that don't make any sense. That's weird. When they've made up something about me.
It's like, oh, I don't like you. You're obnoxious. I'm like, yeah, fair.
Yeah. I don't like you because you have this opinion. I'm like, no, I don't. When the fuck did I ever say that? Oh, well, you once talked about this thing and I didn't actually watch the video. It's like, well, then shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Well, stop fucking their mothers.
Maybe I need to stop fucking people's mothers, you know. Or their dads. I'd fuck them both. Their mum and their dad, both hot people.
At the same time.
Does your drill not have a hammer function? Even concrete shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, it does have a hammer function. I got quite a good drill to do this project. It was just difficult. These walls, like, I know people who like professionally do this shit, and they say the walls in my house are fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous.
they're drilling through it and going, "Oh my god, it's still there."
My God, why? What's going on? Why would anyone hate Sir Sick? Sir Sick, I just don't like you. I didn't know I was commenting. Yeah. Anyway, that's on the hour, and we're gonna fucking leave on that delightful note. Thank you all for coming on my tits. Bye.
Farewell. Bye.